All right, folks, we are here live. We got reports about 5 minutes ago that shots were fired at the White House. We now have a video from the White House grounds with multiple shots being fired. The video was taken over here where they call, I think it's called Pebble Beach, or Pebble Beach Row. It's where the reporters report from the White House in those little tents. And the backside of the tent is open, so is that they can see the White House over their shoulder. The other end of it is open, so is that the photographer or videographer can shoot video over the reporter's shoulder. Now, I want to show you this video. This is what just came in. Here it is.
President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. No. President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. No. President Trump has said a deal is President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. No. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. No. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. No. That President Trump has said a deal is
Sorry about that. That is the first video that we've gotten out of Washington, D.C. The reporters have been very quiet about this. The D.C. reporters reported shots were fired. Some of the streets are shut down in D.C. as we speak, and everybody is being very, very hush-hush. This is a significant event, folks, for those of you who have not caught it. Here it is again.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. No. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. No. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. No. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. No. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. No. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. No. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. No. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. No. President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
No.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
No.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
No.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
No.
That President Trump has said a deal.
All right, folks, and Fox 5 has got video coming up. Street is closed. Again, there have been multiple shots. I repeat, multiple shots fired at I'm going to say at the White House. Some of the shots that we heard fired, it actually sounded like there was bullets ricocheting off things not far from this reporter right here. But yes, we have multiple shots fired at the White House. We're going to bring you everything on it that we can get as we get it.
Is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
No.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
No.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
No.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
No.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
No.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
No.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
No.
Yeah, this is a big deal here, folks.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
No.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
No.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
No.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
No.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
No.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. That President Trump has said a deal.
All right, so this is a big deal because all of my friends in D.C. are silent. I repeat, everyone is silent. They are not talking about it. They're not saying anything about it. This is significant here, folks. We're going to give you everything on it that we've got as we get it. Again, multiple shots from what sounds like a high-powered rifle were fired near the White House. In fact, some of them sounded like they went not far from the White House. I'm going to keep digging into it here in the background, guys. This is going to keep playing for everybody as they come in. Share this out. Breaking news. Multiple shots are fired from the White House. We've got it for you live. We're going to give you more as we get it.
Deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. That President Trump
Hey,
has
Nick,
said a
that
deal
video is
close,
way
only
old.
for
That's
the
from a
two
long
sides to
time
remain
ago.
far apart.
So much for the weekend off.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides.
All right, folks, we are now hearing that multiple reporters have reported in excess of 30 gunshots outside of the White House. I repeat, it's now being reported by multiple reporters that more than 30 shots have been fired outside of the White House. We're going to keep giving you more as we get it. Thanks for being here.
Needs to remain far apart. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
That's an ambulance coming out from where the shooting was taking place. That may be the shooter on board.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
Share this out, folks. We get the best coverage here. We're bringing it to you live as we get it.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
We've just gotten some breaking news into the newsroom of shots fired at the White House now. So we are working to get that confirmed. We have a crew making their way to the scene right now, and we're getting ready for a special report on WUSA 9. So we're not sure if there are any injuries associated with these shots fired, but we have information that shots have been fired at the White House. We're working to get more information. Be sure to like and follow for more. We've just gotten some breaking news into the newsroom of shots fired at the White House now. So we are working to get that confirmed. We have a...
All right, folks, and we've got more on this. It's now reported that D.C. Fire and EMS is responding to the corner of 17th Street Northwest and Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest on the northwest corner of the White House for two patients following the report of several shots fired that placed the campus on lockdown. Again, multiple shots fired.
Stay here, okay?
We're going to see what we get out of Fox 5 here.
Hey, stand by. Put your mic on.
My mic's on.
I don't see. Oh, yeah, now it is.
Sorry, I'm like writing. Hey, Sydney, I'm going to remain off camera here because, as you can see, there are the fire department here, fire trucks that are moving, as well as other law enforcement vehicles, so I don't want to be in the way. But I'm just going to describe the scene to you right now. We are seeing a lot of law enforcement here on Pennsylvania Avenue, streets between 16th, 18th, and 17th Street, all blocked off. We have Secret Service surrounding a perimeter line here. We can't get past this point, but as we've been reporting, D.C. police are responding to gunshots that were heard outside the White House.
We're hearing 20 to 30 shots fired, two victims. Don't know anything about them yet.
Those reports of gunshots started just around 6 p.m. So we also just are trying to get more information, but we just know that multiple gunshots were heard outside of the White House. People here standing by, they have been coming to us asking what happened. And so we're trying to get more information, but we do know that the Secret Service as well as the FBI, they are coordinating with D.C. police here as they continue
Yeah, I got it as D.C. Fire and EMS are responding to the corner of 17th Street Northwest and Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest on the northwest corner of the White House for two patients following the report of several shots fired that placed the campus on lockdown.
We do know that also correspondents as well as the press pool, they were inside the White House and they were placed on lockdown. We're trying to, again, get more information and more confirmation. As soon as we do, we'll be sure to share it with you. But for now, Sydney, I'm going to send it back to you. I'll send it back after this commercial break. White House, it has been placed on. We have Secret Service.
Regina, you're gonna go live? So, stay here, okay? You come this way.
My mic's on.
I don't see you.
Hey, Sydney, I'm going to remain off camera here because, as you can see, there are the fire department here, fire trucks that are moving as well as other law enforcement vehicles, so I don't want to be in the way, but I'm just going to describe the scene to you right now. We are seeing a lot of law enforcement here on Pennsylvania Avenue, streets between 16th, 18th, and 17th Street, all blocked off. We have Secret Service surrounding a perimeter line here. We can't get past this point, but as we've been reporting, D.C. police are responding to gunshots that were heard outside the White House today. The White House has been placed on lockdown according to multiple reports. Those reports of gunshots started just around 6 p.m. So we also just are trying to get more information, but we just know that multiple gunshots were heard outside of the White House. People here standing by, they have been coming to us asking what happened. And so we're trying to get more information, but we do know that the Secret Service as well as the FBI, they are coordinating with D.C. police here as they continue to get more information out to the public of what happened. But if you're just joining in, we do know that police are responding to these gunshots. They responded to the gunshots near the White House. It has been placed on lockdown. We do know that also correspondents as well as the press pool, they were inside the White House and they were placed on lockdown. We're trying to, again, get more information and more confirmation. As soon as we do, we'll be sure to share it with you. But for now, Sydney, I'm going to send it back to you. I'll send it back after this commercial break.
What happened?
For now, Sydney.
The campus is the area around the White House. Thank you for the donation, Carol. Greatly appreciate it.
Say it again.
Just people. You think it's sound people just.
You think so? Now?
Yeah.
We even know what happened.
Yeah, but either way, we need sound.
Okay.
Just reaction.
Ask them if they're gonna take the shot back or not. I don't think so. The show is off, right?
All right, they have also pulled down the live feed of the White House in the upper left-hand corner.
So, you know we are more in Omaze now.
For those of you that didn't hear what happened,
Close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
yeah, Dave, I got your email.
President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. Only for the two sides to remain far apart.
Alors, le secteur de la Maison-Blanche est évidemment bouclé. Vous voyez derrière moi, il y a
No, the lockdown is not lifted. The lockdown is not lifted. I repeat, the lockdown has not been lifted.
Voilà la situation beaucoup de presse autour de moi, beaucoup de badauds aussi qui se demandent ce qui se passe, des véhicules qui ne peuvent pas passer, évidemment, quartier entièrement occupé pour appeler Donald Trump qui vient à l'intérieur de la Maison-Blanche actuellement, puisqu'il avait décidé au départ de partir, mais qu'il est finalement resté pour gérer la crise iranienne. Donc c'est pour ça aussi que la situation alerte maximale.
That way where I'm standing, and I am one block from where this reported incident is to have happened. Where we are, for those who have traveled to Washington, D.C., is on
Alors,
Pennsylvania
la
Avenue.
première chose, moi je peux vous parler de ce qui se passe pour les journalistes, c'est ce qui s'est passé aujourd'hui. Les secret service
Crazy. Thank you.
You know we are more in Omaze.
No, I can't hear.
I'm going to be
Hannah hasn't said anything. I don't think we're on.
Washington, D.C.
Hey, yes.
Dans la capitale fédérale. Et effectivement, c'est ce qui est en train de se passer. Tout le monde est à l'intérieur, bloqué, le temps que la situation soit smooth.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. That's fine. I'll fill. I'll try to figure it out.
And you step out and I zoom in, okay?
Okay.
Non, j'ai juste vu les deux voitures partir très très vite. Il y a un hôpital qui se trouve à quelques centaines de mètres d'ici.
No, Bill hasn't sent me anything. Can you send me that, please? But
is at the center
you
of
just
a major
yes.
FBI corruption and
Deux véhicules d'urgence, je peux vous dire qu'il y a probablement des blessés à l'intérieur.
Right, yeah, then I can see. In case you mention, I can zoom in down there.
Okay.
Something sort of like this.
Alors là, il faut bien comprendre que, a priori, ça s'est passé à l'angle de la 17e rue et de Pennsylvania Avenue, c'est-à-dire qu'on est en dehors du périmètre, on est dans la rue. Et là, il y a des passants, il y a des badauds.
Program. He had been following this breaking news story and has all the details on what happened. We're so grateful, Chad, we have you by phone. Can you break this down for us?
Well, Tommy, this is what always happens when we have something like this. I always start to check in on the security situation at the White House, but this is what happened around 6 o'clock this evening. I'm told that a gunman came up near the White House on the west side, what is described to me as Gate 17. This is kind of near 14th Street on the west side of the White House, and came up and brandished some sort of a pistol. We don't know what type of pistol it was. But he then fired toward the White House 3 times. And the United States Secret Service, they returned fire. We don't know how many shots that they got off. And they apparently took the gunman down. Now, sometime in this gunfire exchange, a civilian on the street was struck by this gunfire, and we do not know the condition of that person right now. But the important thing to know is that the gunman who came up with the pistol and was taken down by the Secret Service, and we don't know his condition right now, but he never got inside the perimeter of the White House. And this is according to a senior administration official with direct knowledge of what went down at the White House this afternoon. This was right around 6 o'clock Eastern time.
So, Chad, so if I'm hearing what you said correctly, this was somebody who was just firing in the direction. Correspondent Chad Program.
Hey guys,
been following
and
this breaking news story.
Just a few feet away from the White House here on Pennsylvania Avenue, where there have been reports, confirmed reports that shots were fired. Now you're looking at the scene here. I want to describe it first. We're not only seeing Secret Service, but also MPD is also out here coordinating with Secret Service. For those of you just tuning in, we do know that multiple shots were fired outside the White House around 6 p.m. We know that several journalists at the White House on Saturday have reported that the press pool has been put on lockdown inside the building. The White House, again, also has been placed on lockdown, according to these reports. Now, Fox News reporting an individual fired shots, gunshots at least 3 times outside the White House. That shooter, as I mentioned, fired 3 times towards the White House. The person was then shot by Secret Service. Fox News also reporting a civilian was hit by gunfire. The suspect, as we know, never got inside the perimeter. We do know that the president was in the White House at that time. We're also looking on social media. FBI Kash Patel also reporting that shots were fired here. No immediate injuries at the moment. We're not getting we're getting very limited information at this time, and this is really as far as we can go. They've sort of set up a perimeter line here. We're also seeing other members of the media here, but really here on Pennsylvania Avenue, as well as just between 17th, 18th, and 16th Street, those areas are blocked off with a very large law enforcement presence as they continue to investigate this. This obviously comes just weeks after the White House Correspondents' Dinner, where there was another incident just outside the Hilton Hotel, where a gunman also tried to get as close into the dinner and shoot towards allegedly the president. And so right now, obviously, now we're getting these reports of gunshots outside the White House. A lot of people around here walking around trying to also understand what happened, get more information. And believe me, we are on the same page as many of you, still trying to confirm exactly what happened. But I just want to reiterate, so we're here on Pennsylvania Avenue and 18th Street. The streets here are blocked off. Secret Service is trying to detour traffic into other directions, trying to let people know that this area is blocked off. We're seeing an immense presence of law enforcement, not only from D.C. police, but also Secret Service. We're also noticing FBI is coordinating with MPD, Secret Service. But as we know, just from a little bit, this all started around 6 p.m. Gunshots were reported near the White House today. Journalists were part of the press pool at the White House. They have reported that they've been put on lockdown. There were people who were getting ready to go live on their shows when they started to hear multiple gunshots. So definitely just a really concerning and a scary feeling, not only for the people, tourists who also walk around here close to the perimeter, outside perimeter of the White House. Again, from what we know, just from what Fox News has reported, an individual fired gunshots at least 3 times outside the White House. The person never got inside the perimeter. We also know that that person was shot by Secret Service. Fox News also reporting a civilian was hit by gunfire. And again, we are still trying to check on social media to see any updates from the FBI, who is obviously helping in this case to investigate what happened. But just again, this is Memorial Day weekend. Many people are out and about. Even with the rain, they're trying to explore D.C. This is an area where we see a lot of tourists, so we really don't know the amount of people who were near where those gunshots were fired, but we do know that there were multiple gunshots fired just outside of the White House. As soon as we get more information, if we're able to talk to any law enforcement, any official out here, we'll be sure to share with you the latest information. But as of right now, this is really what the scene looks like on Pennsylvania Avenue. Sydney, I'm going to send it back to you.
All right, folks, and we are still researching everything that we can get on this live here, the shooting that took place here a little while ago at the White House. Multiple shots fired. It appears as though the suspect has been shot, as well as an innocent bystander. We're awaiting any kind of briefing. The situation is still fluid at this hour. They're not even talking about having a briefing or anything of that nature at this point in time. They're still trying to figure out exactly what's going on here. We're going to keep researching it and bringing you what we get as we get it.
Concerned of what's happening, but there is strongly towards the yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that. I think when we got here, it was mainly towards the aftermath. Once from what we've been, just talking about, it seems like law enforcement have been intervening just with any public here who might be concerned of what's happening. But there is no sense of, of alarm, I guess you could say, or just this sense of there's obviously a sense of concern of what's happening, but definitely just a lot of questions of what is going on. When you see this amount of law enforcement, that's what you're sort of getting, right? Questions of what happened. Is the situation under control? And I can tell you just from law enforcement being here, this is a good sign that we have Secret Service here on standby. We have DC police as well and FBI. So that I can tell you, although we're getting very limited information of what exactly unfolded as far as those gunshots and that shooter who fired multiple gunshots, but just getting really action from people in this area. It's more of what happened, what's going on, just to get you just a little bit more on what we're seeing out here. Again, law enforcement in this area, Pennsylvania Avenue, as well as 18th Street and 17th Street, they seem to be blocked off. That's probably going to be the case for the next couple of hours. But as I was mentioning, Sydney, I mean, this is an area where people walk through a lot. No matter what the weather looks like, you're always going to see people who want to pass by the White House, tourists, especially on this, busy weekend. This is a holiday weekend, Memorial Day weekend. So I don't know. We still don't know who were the people there at that time when gunshots were heard in the area. But I can tell you if there were people nearby, there was definitely a concern and an alarm and just a scary scene. And just to hear that for anybody, it is very scary. So we still have no indication yet of who was there other than from what Fox News has reported. And if you're just tuning in, this is Pennsylvania Avenue and 18th Street. This is what it looks like with law enforcement. We have Secret Service, DC Police. We also know that Fox News reporting an individual fired shots at least 3 times outside the White House. We know that the president was inside, and we also know that that person was then shot by Secret Service, but still trying to get more details on this case. Sydney? No problem.
I was trying to tell you about the
my photographer here, I'm gonna lose my mind. Oh, ew, there's sweat in my ear. Did you see that? Yeah, they confirmed it. They confirmed.
All right, we have breaking news in the district to tell you about right now. Fox News is reporting tonight that the White House is locked down. There were reports of dozens of shots fired outside of the building. You are taking a live look now at that scene. You should see on your screen, I know it's a shaky camera, but a number of law enforcement officers there at this hour. Of course, this comes about a month after the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting. That suspect was taken into custody that night. We are working to gather much more information for you as possible. We've got a crew on the way to that scene, and we will bring you updates as soon as we learn them, so please stay with us.
So they put like a lot of cars that we don't know.
Yeah.
But then, yeah.
Go out from the.
But I knew something
from the White House.
Yeah.
Didn't understand that something.
You don't go out by car very often now.
Yeah.
Moves at an angle. You have 17th, which is north and south. You also have I Street, which crosses just to the north of Lafayette
mainly just,
Park.
you know,
so
I know you guys were trying to see the White House, and then you kind
of entry to the White House complex, and that's what makes it, to Tom's point, so difficult to engage in a lockdown circumstance like this, because it could be on any side of the White House at any given time, and people have to quickly spring into action. And as we look at some of the pictures, we did see an ambulance pull up there on the upper right-hand side of the screen there. I didn't see anyone getting in or out with respect to personnel, but I think that's something we'll also follow and see if by chance someone.
All right, folks, and we're getting everything for you we can on this.
Yeah, I know. And Mom, you're seeing all these.
I want to be like, I have my Genda Vida necklace, but I took it off when I came here. So, you know, it's scary to go around with this kind of like sign that say, well, I'm here, you can't hurt me. That's really scary. So I just hope one day we can all be proud from where I come and not be scared to go in the street and tell where I'm from. That's it. I think it's what all of us want. And we want all of the people to be safe, and everyone just to try to know better and try to. Everyone hears stuff in the internet and they don't understand that's not everything is true, and there is a lot more. And I hope everyone just try to hear every side of the story and everything. Wow. And I hope everything is okay there and everybody is okay here too.
She's a very smart girl. How old are you?
I'm 16.
16. What is your name?
Amit.
How do you spell that?
A-M-I-T.
And your last name?
Uncig, U-N-C-I-G. It's really hard to spell in Hebrew too.
Amit?
Amit, yeah.
What was your name?
Gal.
How do you spell that?
G-A-L.
Okay, and your last name?
The same.
Okay. What about you?
D-O-L, and the same.
Same last name. And your name?
Rinat, R-I-N-A-T.
Oh my God. Well, thank you so much for talking to us. Well, yeah, honestly, and such a wonderful daughter here. I mean, you should run. Yeah, you should probably be a politician too. Yeah, or somebody, you know, or you can take my job.
I would never do that to you.
Anyways, I'm so sorry that you guys have to witness this. I'm telling you, DC is a wonderful place, and are you guys here tomorrow as well?
Yes.
Hopefully by tomorrow you guys maybe can come back. You know, weather might be a little bit better too.
It's really pretty city.
Yeah.
So different from New York.
Yeah.
Her sister.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, she would just go there with her father.
Oh, just over there.
You're gonna be very
More than you. Aw. Yeah, well, it's so good to meet you guys. Enjoy this weekend, okay? You guys will have a wonderful time. I'm telling you, DC is a beautiful place. I need to explore Jersey. Regina, nice to meet you. Yes. Thank you guys so much, okay? You guys can see yourselves tonight if you have, you guys are staying in a hotel, I'm assuming, right? Channel 5. Oh, yes. 10 and 11. Yes.
All right, folks. So we have got multiple shots fired. The reports now say that a gunman approached Gate 17 at the White House, brandished a pistol, fired 3 shots, and the U.S. Secret Service responded by firing multiple shots. 2 people are down. We assume that one of those is the gunman and the other is a civilian, from what we understand. We're waiting on any type of police briefing, update, what have you. We're going to give it to you as we get it. Thanks for being here.
I don't know. They're like Jordan, me and Jordan were like cousin. And he said, hey, get over here.
Okay. We had phones. We had a natural camera. No. Go ahead and get your shot up and call feeds. And I'll dial back in a second. It just is going to look like shit. Did you see that? Okay. No, we just... No, I didn't. I didn't want to. All right. If anything, we could send Eva back.
Here we are. Obviously unhinged individual is coming up the White House. Hey, Chris, it's Kevin Ford. We just got word that the lockdown has been lifted by the White House. That's obviously good news. I'm just curious about the command center moving forward. When something like this happens, you have agencies.
All right, somebody just reported that the lockdown has been lifted at the White House. I repeat, somebody just reported that the lockdown has been lifted.
Or I'm trying to do it. What receiver should I?
Hey, are you on the phone?
I just dialed in.
You could untake mine. Chris Greenforth is with me. Can he take the one I'm currently
Only for the 2 sides to remain far apart.
the line I'm currently on? He's trying to connect.
I'm gonna take
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the 2 sides to remain far apart.
Hey, we're talking to someone.
Can you give me the mics, please? That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the 2 sides to remain far apart.
Hey, you're on the phone. Someone else. What? Have you seen him?
No idea.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the 2 sides to remain far apart.
Actually, let's take it from my phone this way, if that's okay.
So much for the day off.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the 2 sides to remain far apart.
They need to be on the PL with Gerardo. The rest of the night.
Only for the 2 sides to remain far apart.
Can you hear you?
You need to give me a time.
Right now.
Oh. Wait, can we? while you're doing that, try and get your phone up. Like you've been doing.
Only for the two sides to remain far apart.
I also have mine. Do you want to just bring mine up? Because I need you to use yours right now.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
Because I can't use the phone because you told me to use my phone to use the TVU app because the other one works.
Only for the two sides to remain far apart.
Somebody, whoever the producer,
It's the update on
one
that.
person needs to communicate everything you need.
Need to look at this. Wait, let me. Are they trying to talk to you?
I don't know. You gotta have
1, 2. Oh, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Then have the PL, have them call the PL. Have them call Florida. That's all I need about
Should we have stayed on the other side?
So they say we can open the line.
Yeah, we're
troubleshooting.
Yeah, I was on the phone.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hold on. I'm on 6. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Not looking away, but just.
It's a big reunion.
Yeah. We have a live shot. It's and then take it from Chris Greenforth or the and then TJ23. And the line will be __DC.
Guys, let's just use mine.
Just tried to come to us.
Yeah, I just want to move on.
okay. We got it.
Are you sure it's coming from
Looks
1,
like
2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3?
This is what they like.
Someone tell me something.
Hey, it's Chris. I'm on using the Chicago
Yeah. I said ATF, it's Marshall's, ATF, FBI.
and then _Chicago_01_.
I'm sorry, Chung is posting about Mike Pompeo right now. You're like, I think can you answer my text instead?
Back to the other one.
Can you, what does that say? Also, I
I mix minus my ear. Whoever has my thing with them.
Yeah.
Wait, can we borrow your light? Would you mind? That would be so great. I'll find a way to help you out and pay you back in a little bit. I know you're on
Fire the appropriate amount of light.
Thank you. Yes, will do.
All right. Is that it?
Thank you so much. Okay, so yeah, I'm done. Okay, I'm good. Can y'all talk to me in my ear? Our phone's about to die. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, hi. Hey. Good to hear from y'all. All right, you got the phone out. Let's get to Hi, Joanna. Hi, Joanna. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
What does it look like?
Thanks, Joanna. Why do we always find ourselves in this situation?
Black bag, tan bag.
How to a meeting like this? Literally, please. Like, I'm actually going to take all of that. Always So, okay, I just want to tell you, this is 17H. I don't want us to transform your clinical practice.
Secret Service in black. That guy crossing back there.
Sir, why don't you stand right here?
So they said they can escort me across the street, and I've been waiting to do that. So terrible. I can't tell how delayed this is. Those guys are very much not over there anymore. Yes. It's fun. I'm charging. I just prefer to use this. I clearly don't mind. But I'm using that.
That's one of them. The other down here on each street. That just adds to right now. We saw FBI agents walking out. The U.S. Police Department also had something else about
All right, so we're going to do the top gate.
Now both are freezing. And both my
That's 17.
So I don't have a hat. I'm actually dressed for the weather. I actually have an actual coat. I was rather like.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do it right here. Why don't you record something? When you're ready. Back. In case. We ready? I'm gonna put the light.
You are. That's when you are.
I'm sorry. It was I actually. I was on there yesterday too. It's fine. Or Friday. Ava, can you go to my apartment? Huh? Can you go to my apartment? How far is it? We need a portable phone for address. It's a mile away.
Can you send me the address?
Yeah.
They bounced off it. They just left it. Sorry, I'm checking
I'm gonna call your neighbor. Thank you again for your light. That was so helpful.
We're recording.
Wait, like, how much use is it? Can I plug my other phone in?
That's one block. Just one block now. Early Saturday evening, reporters at the White House began tweeting. Saturday evening, reporters at the White House began to report hearing 20 to 30 gunshots to ducking of critical television reports. There was a lockdown before the White House. Early Saturday evening,
Just 3 minutes. U 6 časova po lokalnom vremenu postavljena neposredna izbori. U 6 časova postavljena neposredna Oko 6 časova posle podne neposredno blizini velikog nasilja na
Like freezing him.
Yeah, what's up, dude?
The ground right? No, same.
Cool.
I will do 6 to 8 hours. I got to do
saobraćaj i policija i vojska koja se u velikoj meri nalazi na samom terenu, radujte da prolaze. Znači, prisutan je veliki broj medijskih ekipa, još uvijek nije stvoren sam motiv.
It's going terribly, but we get the shot. Hang on, I gotta get to the other thing. Hey, Kramer. Hey, Mike. I'm ready.
Koji su se pojavili u samom koji sam već i pomenuo, a dalje šta se tačno dogodilo takođe biće potrebno na terenu je uviđaj u tom.
Sorry, stand by. Matt Jeffrey, stand by. Go ahead, Chris.
I got it. 773.
Yeah. Check 10-9. Yeah. Okay, Matt Jeffrey. That'll be first, okay?
there. I used to have a hard pass and go all the time, but I came over, when it's over there. Is it now, reports have to go this way since construction happening?
Yeah, this is main.
So
I mean,
that
you
would
can
be
go.
the main.
You can go either way. This is main entrance. Yeah. But you can go. They have another gate here on Jackson Place. There's another chat.
But this would be the main entrance where anybody's coming out.
Yes. 17
So I'm going to step away again.
I'm not even sure either.
We have you guys there, 90.
Hey, Greg. I got you, Greg. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah, I'll make it really close. Yeah. And then you can come back. Are you going to come back to me out of it? Okay, sounds good. Thank you. I'll be waiting for your cue on that. Okay, yeah, no, never mind. Yeah, I'll make it really clear when I throw to it, and I'll get the cue. Thank you. Yes, I can see it. Yeah, I got you. Okay, Victor, if I gotta just stick with this shooting while I'm here, my asthma is not good.
During the shooting, the bystander was also struck by gunfire. So the White House press unit is going to check. It's really unclear if the bystander was struck by the suspect's initial gunfire or during the subsequent exchange of gunfire. So some big breaking news there from the White House. And also, what do you think of the learning from the White House? There were no injuries to members.
Yeah, you're good.
Am I good? Mic check, mic check. Hello?
The president and
Greg.
Law enforcement has secured a perimeter line at this time. Seeing Secret Service and
Step out.
this area, the large fleet coming after reports of shots fired outside the White House. You know, President Donald Trump was inside the White House at that time.
Hey, you stay here.
Okay.
And you come this way.
Okay.
You hear that?
What?
You hear that? 2 people shot and critical.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Yes.
Turn the phone.
Can we report that? Or do I have to attribute AP? Okay. Okay. Here's. Hannah, you said gunman and bystander, both wounded, right? Okay. Yeah, well, Sydney, you can still see the large police presence right behind me. This is on Pennsylvania Avenue and 18th Street. This area is still blocked off. We have a perimeter line, and this is really as far as we can go. So we have Secret Service right in front of us, MPD, as well as the FBI. They're all coordinating with each other to try to get more information of what happened. But again, the large police presence coming after reports of shots fired outside the White House. We know President Donald Trump was inside the White House at the time that shots were heard. As of right now, limited information. We're still trying to get details confirmed from authorities, but Fox News is reporting an individual fired gunshots at least 3 times outside the White House. The Secret Service apparently returned fire Fox News also reporting that another person was hit somewhere between the gunfire exchange. And as mentioned, there's also reports that the bystander as well as the shooter are in critical condition. On social media, FBI Director Kash Patel, he posted that he would update the public as soon as they're able to. But Sydney, we also know that journalists were working there at the time when they heard gunshots. They were told by authorities to seek shelter as the White House was placed on lockdown. Keep in mind, this is all unfolding just a few blocks from the White House, an area where we see tourists, residents walking, especially on Memorial Day weekend. So it's still unclear how many bystanders were in that area when those shots were fired, but definitely a scary experience for that person that is in critical condition. Of course, the people who were there to hear those gunshots and possibly witness what happened. We spoke with tourists who were walking to see the White House, and they were met with this. And of course, we just got sound from those tourists, but I'm telling you, just here in this area, we continue to see people stopping by to get more information of what happened. As soon as we hear more details, we'll be sure to share it with you. This is still an ongoing investigation. Sydney? Yeah, I mean, definitely seeing the amount of police officers here is a good sign. They are definitely on guard just to know what happened. They have to remain that way, but we're not seeing people alarmed because they're seeing that police seem to have it under control. And of course, we're still trying to get confirmation, but really seeing this level of law enforcement and the way that they're handling this, it does bring some relief to people who are walking here because they know that as long as Secret Service, FBI, and MPD are here to handle anything that is in this area, they can feel some sort of safety. And so that's really the main message that, some of the Secret Service and police officers are trying to tell people here who might be alarmed. And just to mention, I mean, this just comes weeks after the White House Correspondents' Dinner. So really, definitely some alarm and, of course, concern just from what's been happening the past couple of weeks. Sydney? Thanks.
All right, do you think there's a chance that,
I need the jacket. There's any like
I have some jackets.
Yeah, can you do that too? Wait, I'll get the jacket.
Okay, but I'll just bring it.
Okay, thank you.
no tienes, no comento? I'll be here. Got your bag? Yeah. No, we can't go into 550. Next to another. I can try and talk to the reverse contact, but Hey, sorry. Oh, hey, Laura. It's Matt. I'm super fine. I was just talking to Karen. No. I just wanted to, like, I'm hopping off the DCPO.
This is 17.
Yeah, and we're so, like, I mean, I was just talking to Karen on it, and she was saying we're at table. No, but should I stay on the PL? I don't care about staying here. I'm just saying, should I stay on the PL? Okay. No, yeah. I'll just call back. I just wanted to see if that was like a point. But, okay, sounds good. All right, bye. Hey, this is Matt on 255. So just call me, check in.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, Austin.
Can you get out the road? Can you get out of the road?
Okay, awesome. Thank you. I think so, yeah. Yeah, I did. Yeah, hey Austin. Well, as you can see, just right behind me, still a very large police presence. We're here off of Pennsylvania Avenue and 18th Street. It's been like this for the past 3 hours since we got those reports that gunshots were fired outside of the White House. So we're seeing Secret Service, MPD, as well as the FBI. We do know that they've been coordinating together to get more details and confirmation about what exactly happened. And as you've sort of been reporting, we know that Fox News has talked about a little bit of what happened. And so we know that this all unfolded around 6 p.m. There was this individual who fired 3 shots outside of the White House. The Secret Service returned fire. Between that fire exchange, another bystander was hit. We know that that bystander, as well as the shooter, they both are in critical condition. We're trying to get more information about that as well. We also are currently monitoring social media. We do know that the FBI has been posting that they'll be trying to update the public as soon as they can. But I do want to mention we're just a few blocks away from the White House outside perimeter line. We know that that shooter did not make it into that perimeter line. He did not go inside. It was right outside of the White House. But there is a lot of people who walk around there, tourists, residents. And so hearing those gunshots, we still don't know how many bystanders were there at that time, but definitely a very scary situation, very alarming for the people there, especially on Memorial Day weekend. This is a holiday weekend that, despite the weather, there's still a lot of people walking around this area. I also want to share that we do know that the President Donald Trump, was inside the White House at that time. Journalists were near the press pool briefing room. They were outside getting ready to go live when they heard those gunshots. Authorities immediately told journalists to seek a shelter as they placed the White House on lockdown. Again, very limited information, but I'm just going to step out very quickly just to show you what it looks like here. We have law enforcement here off of 18th Street. Again, D.C. police as well as Secret Service and the FBI. We have other members of the media here as they continue to hear more developments. We are also trying to get more information, but this is just, again, a month from the White House Correspondents' Dinner incident where something very similar, journalists also heard gunshots right outside of that dinner. So to know that, journalists were here again, and as our jobs, we just go on live and continue to report the news, and we're trying to get more information for you and share it to the public. Austin? Witnesses, we are trying to get people here, but really the individuals that we've run into, they seem to be just tourists who got here in the aftermath and are asking the same type of questions. We are trying to change locations, but as I'm telling you, basically 17th, 18th, and 16th Street All of these areas are blocked off. Police have placed a perimeter line, so we can't get much further than where we're at right now. But as soon as we get any witnesses or anybody who can get more details, if they were near those gunshots, if they heard it, of course, we want to talk to those people and get more details of what might have unfolded just around that time. No, we are working, and I know that our newsroom is working diligently to get those answers. We know that on social media, Secret Service had mentioned that they confirmed those reports. We also know that the FBI director, Kash Patel, he also said that as soon as he gets a chance, he will be updating the public on what happened. So we're waiting for those details. Thank you. They never sent me to maybe at the 8:30 block. Let's stick around. I'm not hearing anything right now.
No, I know. It's off.
No. Did I see?
Yeah. I put it off.
Can you get off the road? Get out of the road!
And then the Secret Service are yelling at people. Okay, don't worry about it. So this guy is okay. Yeah. I see. Oh, really?
Yeah.
And as a result,
Well, I need to really go to the bathroom and my life is a lot of crap. So, two things. And there's nothing else going on. I mean, you know, everybody's leaving except us. The guys, the other guys in the hospital. Yeah, it's about to die. Perfect, Mike. Perfect. I called in a little bit. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Bye-bye. Was this necessary that I keep my shot? I don't know what to live like that. This thing is unbelievable. That's literally camera. I'm telling you, it's literally camera movement. You cannot tell the difference. Yeah, and it looked amazing. It's kind of dark though. No, now. Yeah, I never had it beforehand. I didn't have it until this weekend. Yeah. Now there's Janelle live. I was like, wait, why did you message me? That was my ramen circuit. I was trying to write it down. Maybe send stuff to Israel. Yeah. Isabel's there.
Is she really?
Yeah, she saw Quinn Hughes.
Yeah, my sister was there.
Yeah.
My sister was there too. I remember like right next to her.
I'm like, you saw Quinn Hughes and I just probably
My sister was Jack Hughes and Greg.
I had just heard like 25 minutes of that. You can't recognize.
It's either A, gone, or
Yeah.
B, it's dark now.
And it's also because like, hold on. Like, these girls would not know who Jack was. Like, a lot of them would not recognize him. Common games, would not recognize him. But you know what I mean? If Judge was a classic, we would recognize him. Like Mike Trout was the best player in the league for a long time. You could walk into like a high school gym auditorium full of parents. Never down there. I'm having a movie phone with not being but we're here once.
Yes, I have you.
I
You have me?
Sean ain't been on a while. Yeah. Forgot about her. I heard about this thing.
Okay, I'm going to make reference also to the shooting in November. The National Guard was a few blocks from here. This is all kind of the same general point, but I'll probably make reference to the shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, which is like
yeah, I didn't know Beeflow's dad worked at WCBS.
Yeah. So if you show the map,
It's kind of like
that's fine. We kind of reference those other incidents.
Yeah, but I also wouldn't have.
I mean, you don't have to, but it's just, I'll make reference to it. Just recent shootings, high profile, kind of all the same typical.
You're an A+ relative to the customer service over there.
You're so kind. Thank you. Yeah.
You too.
I hear you. Hey, what's going on? Okay.
I got dropped off at.
Yes. I got that email. Yes.
Investigating the scene, still pretty tense here in the White House. We're about a block away from the shooting. Let's step aside for just much closer to where the shooting occurred. Just step aside here, get some zoom down. This is Pennsylvania Avenue.
Look at that. You have a friend.
That is 17th Street.
Hi, Ducky.
That's pretty much the spot where this happened. We don't know whether this shooting occurred on the south side of Pennsylvania Avenue or possibly on the north side, but basically you're looking at the spot in general. There's still some material on the ground that is related to the shooting. I believe some medical equipment on the ground there. We detected possibly some surgical gloves on the ground and bandages and clothing with blood on there on the ground. None of that has been removed
around the White House still closed down. You know, the security, it's always a little bit tense around this area because of the security posture around the White House. It's just kind of naturally that way all the time. But when you think about everything that's happened in the last 5 or 6 months, you know, you can pretty much get the picture that law enforcement here is kind of maybe a little bit more on edge than they would be normally. We had a shooting with the 2 National Guardsmen, which was only about 2 blocks from this area. That was on November 26th.
Talk about the ambulance. I think
What ambulance?
Less than a month ago.
When we get here, we saw the ambulance go.
That shooting took place maybe about 12 or 13
the guys
blocks
were
away from
inside.
here. And then we have this shooting taking
Okay.
place this evening. So
Yeah.
just kind of a rash of high-profile incidents of shootings near the White House complex, near this general area of downtown, near the White House. So that just kind of has folks here on edge. We can report to you, of course, sources are telling us that law enforcement officials and a U.S. Secret Service spokesperson at about 6 o'clock this evening, the suspect approached Secret Service officers, pulled out a weapon, fired toward the officers. They returned fire. He struck that suspect. The suspect was transported to a hospital where they later died. A bystander was also struck by gunfire. What is not clear at this hour is whether the bystander was struck by the suspect's initial shots being fired or whether that bystander was struck by the exchange of gunfire that occurred right after that.
Yeah, well, Sydney, we're learning those new details, and we'll get to that in just a second. I just want to describe to you the scene here because it's been like this for the past 2 hours. We got here just a little bit after 6:30, and this large police presence has stayed constant. We've continued to see a perimeter line secured by Secret Service, DC Police, as well as the FBI, and this is just off of Pennsylvania Avenue. 18th Street and 17th Street are similar. We can't go past this, but we have been seeing fire trucks, the ambulance just passing through here, as well as other law enforcement vehicles in this area. And law enforcement has also been sort of deterring traffic into other directions, letting people know that this area is blocked off because of an ongoing investigation. But Sydney, as you mentioned, we are learning those new details about a shooting near the White House. The Secret Service says just after 6 p.m. Saturday, an individual approached a checkpoint near 17th Street and Pennsylvania Avenue, then pulled a weapon from a bag and opened fire on officers. Secret Service personnel returned fire, striking the suspect, who was taken to a hospital and later died. Officials also say a bystander was hit by gunfire during the incident, but it's still unclear whether that person was struck by the suspect or during the exchange of gunfire. We're still trying to know the status of that bystander. No Secret Service, we're told, was hurt during that time, but we also know that the president was inside the White House, but was not impacted in this incident. This continues to remain under investigation. One thing that I should mention, we're just a few blocks from the White House. This is an area that continues and even beforehand continues to see residents as well as tourists, people who wanted to visit the White House. We spoke to some tourists who also were trying to get to this point, but then they were met with this image of a large police presence. So again, a pretty scary situation, not only for the people who heard those gunshots, for the people involved, and also the journalists who were inside the perimeter, just very close to the White House. They were getting ready to go live on TV when they also heard those gunshots. Authorities then told them to immediately look for shelter as the White House went into lockdown. That lockdown has been lifted since then, and at this time we are trying to get more details and more confirmation, but law enforcement presence continues to be constant here in this area. Sydney? Thanks. Okay, thanks. Okay, that's it for us until 10 p.m. Oh my goodness.
Mandatory on-air credit courtesy.
I'll give it to you.
Verbal and visual. work at Fox News.
Oh, you work for Fox News?
No. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so I don't really know what's going on. They've got me. Got him staying here. He's Fox News guy too. Just gentleman. Get him. But yeah, they've got us camped out at least for another half hour or so.
That's what I said. By the time we threw all this hard, I looked out the window and I looked down this way and walked off. I'm like, so when I walked over here, I got an Uber, come back before the eye. I was just like, yeah, shoot me down there. So yeah. Down here, and it really got me like around the 5:30, like at 6 o'clock, right before 6 o'clock. Yeah. And then I flipped over to see that they had a guy that was on the Northwest Lawn and just doing comedy. Did you see that he did like the shots? Yeah. Holy crap, that's insane. And that's right. It's not in our neighborhood, but it's that mosque is literally about 4 blocks down the street from the high school that my kids play football. I mean, I've been past that. Well, I think the problem is it's so easy to find echo chambers online, the ability to rationalize people online is really, and the parents, a lot of times the parents are oblivious.
You might be able to ask one of the National Guard.
Down there you can. If you go to the far corner, they'll let you off. Yeah, I mean, I guess kids in San Diego last year, that was all. It's horrible. I was telling him that's like, it's not in our neighborhood, but it's about 4 blocks away from the high school that my kid played football against. It's just nuts. Oh, were you there? Yeah, I can't believe you were working on the island. Yeah, it's just nuts. My younger boy, the one that played high school, he just finished his freshman year at the University of Salt Lake. He was less than 20 minutes away from UVU and Charlie Kirk, and he told me, he's like, look at his friends out there, he's like, he was trying to have classes. He would have been 4 hours if he hadn't had classes. It was literally like less than a 5-minute drive if we just did. Well, it's south of Salt Lake, but yeah. Yeah. Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What did I miss? Any of the shootings that last night?
No. Here.
Really high beats.
You guys have fun. Good talking to you.
Can I see the evidence, Alex?
What?
can see the evidence. I don't know if you can see it. But they're probably not. You guys can't see it most much. So,
What a birthday present for you.
oh, yeah, that was the one I had to do.
For your birthday?
No, just maybe. Yeah, there's all the markers. Right in front of that people's house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. So it was on this side.
It was
right
on-
in front of people's house.
Right where
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to ask to go over.
that's your view. 18th and Penn?
17th and Penn.
No, this is the 18th. This is 17th and Penn. The view from 18th and Penn is this. Where you can see all the evidence markers.
Can I see one more time?
Yeah, all the bloody.
Oh, that's all.
Yeah. And we also had ducks.
Is that a yoga mat? Ducks?
Yeah, these two ducks just decided to walk through the press area. It was mental. It was surreal.
That's every Saturday in DC now.
Yeah.
It's a real Saturday.
Yeah, these ducks just decided to walk through the press area.
Right.
We're hanging out right underneath the cameras.
They just want to get them in the action. We're like, we're the ones.
So,
are you leaving or are you staying?
No, we're just going to everybody's going to
Where?
18 years. Just 10 camera crews.
Do you think it's better over there?
Oh, yeah, you can see this.
Should we go over there? Yeah,
I don't think I mean, there's a lot of
we
it.
have time for this next day.
Yeah. It's filtering down now, except for the ducks.
No ducks.
Right.
We're hanging out right underneath the cameras.
They just want to get them in the action. We're like, we're the ones.
So,
are you leaving or are you staying?
No, we're just going to everybody's going to
Where?
18 years. Just 10 camera crews.
Do you think it's better over there?
Yeah, you can see this.
Should we go over there? Yeah,
I don't think there's a lot of
we
it.
have time for this next day.
Yeah. It's filtering down now, except for the ducks.
No ducks.
Hey, what's up? Do you want me to go back to where Logan shot?
I mean, you got the whole.
Hey, what's up? Do you want me to go back to where Hogan shot was? Okay. I mean, 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna pull this shot down quickly. I mean, 1 second. Alrighty. And then let me know what you guys think, yeah, about the presser or whatever. No, they're not here. Okay, I'm gonna pull this shot down quickly. Alrighty. And then let me know what you guys think, yeah, about the presser or whatever. No, they're not here.
Saturday night found much of 17th Avenue
the White House shut down to the public as federal authorities try to figure out. Saturday night found much of 17th Avenue by the White House shut down to the public as federal authorities try to find out what triggered a shooting by the White House.
Not that you are mad, like, but the joke is that like I always get all the crazy stuff on. I'm sorry, I promise you, not on purpose.
Authorities have not released the name.
All right, folks, this is our continuous coverage of the shooting outside of the White House. They are going to a full presser here, and we're going to find out where that is and bring that to you as well. All right, so until I get that information on that presser, we're going to end this stream. We'll see you later. Have a great weekend, folks.